it's Michelle. I'm glad you could join me. I just wanted to get on YouTube and talk about the dangers of working with cactus pups. You can end up with something like 40 or 50 cactus if you take off the pups, let the bottom of them dry out and callus for a few days, and pop them in soil, as I've done here. They will send out their own roots. So if you're like me and you love to propagate things and nurture baby plants, that is probably the easiest way of doing that. This is a Mammillaria elongata polio, and it is making new pups this year. These are two of the pups that I took off and rooted last year. But again, the way I do it is I just will remove a little pup. You can oftentimes just twist it off or use a little sterile sharp razor blade. And if you let the ends callus, you can pop it into some moist soil. In this case, I used a fruit container as a little mini greenhouse, and I popped these pups into some moistened soil. I covered it up with this lid, like so. I did put some air holes in it for ventilation, and I left it in the shade. If you leave it in the sun, they would probably expire due to high heat levels, but in the shade they're fine. The other tip I can give you as far as propagating pups is to do it in the heat of summer, because that really facilitates the root growth. Having, I think, temperatures in the 80s really makes roots shoot down pretty quickly as they're searching for water. And my Trichoceros pachinoi over here is also sending out a little pup, and we'll let that grow and see how big that gets. That would probably need more than a few days of drying, depending how big of a surface area that has been cut. You just want to make sure before you put it in soil that it is going to be calloused. Otherwise, if you put it right in there with an open wound, bacteria can get into the plant, and you could end up with root rot. But this is a little bit of a dangerous thing. You can end up with way too many cacti. I've already even given some away, but this one plant has probably given me 40 or 50 new plants, and that's part of the fun, but it's also kind of a risk you take. So there they are, and they're all doing really well. They love this rainy season. Let me take you over here and show you some of my other pups. Here's some more Trichoceros pachinoi. I'll bring you around to the other side. It's sending off 4 shoots from a section of a trunk that I got last summer. And here are some more of my rooted Mammillaria elongata pups. And I don't know if it can be counted as pups, but opuntias often make new pads that can be taken off and put in soil once they've dried out and calloused over. And they will also send off send off shoots and become their own plant. So a lot of activity going on in my collection as far as pups. And like I said, be careful with how many you decide to do that to, because I have been very successful in making new little baby plants, and now I have to figure out where I'm going to put them all. And this one is an Echinopsis dominos. I bought this plant. I had already told myself I wasn't going to buy anymore, and then I went in, saw this plant had 5 pups, and knew that if I bought one plant, I could end up with 6. And that was just too tempting, and I brought it home. I think I'm going to let these guys get bigger, maybe even wait till next summer to root them. We'll see how it goes. I may not be able to help myself, but there you go. That's the easiest way to propagate cacti. And you will have a lot to to share. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time.